Okay, Mavericks, welcome to phase two, day two of the 2-day-a-week program. This is going to bring together the squat and the horizontal press pull. Prep work on this day, A1 and A2. We're starting with a quad stretch back to wall. This is just an isometric hold, spending 30 to 45 seconds on each side, really thinking about contracting that rear glute and opening up the front of the hip as much as you possibly can there. This will be supersetted with a fisherman squat calf raise. I really like this exercise for people who are struggling to squat deep due to a lack of ankle dorsiflexion. So in this kneeling position, we're in a bent knee position, just like we would be at the bottom of our squat. And we're working on strengthening and lengthening the muscles in the bottom of the feet and obviously the calf in and around the ankle. So we start by pushing the knee over the toe, and then we want to raise up onto the ball of the foot, hold for 2 seconds, come back down, placing the heel on the floor, holding for 2 seconds. So 2-second pause at the top and the bottom of each rep. And this is really going to help improve your ankle dorsiflexion. 2 sets of both of those, then moving into activation, B1 and B2. We've got a shoulder external rotation, which is a Cuban rotation on an incline bench, setting the bench to 45 degrees, lying on the bench, bringing the elbows up to be level with the shoulders. Shoulders are depressed, and then we're externally rotating the shoulders, and then 3, 2, 1 on the way down is our tempo there. We're doing 10 to 12 reps, so keep the weight pretty light and just stick to that 3-second eccentric tempo. You should really start to feel the shoulders burning by the time you get to the end of that, which will be a really good warm-up. We're then going to move into goblet squats. 8 to 10 reps, 3 seconds eccentric, heavy with good form here. This is prepping you for what's to come in the main part of the session, which is our front squats. Now, on our front squats, if you have trouble with your front rack position, or maybe front squats just aren't something that you're capable of right now, then please check out the front squat progressions video within the training notes. In there, I give you some options. I talk about the setup of the front squat. I talk about using straps if you can't get it, or crossing the hands across the chest if you want to. Otherwise, we can do something like a pendulum squat or a landmine squat, or we can do goblet squats or dumbbells on shoulders or kettlebell front rack. There's a lot of different versions here that you can substitute if the front squat doesn't work for you. We're after 4 sets of 5 to 6 reps in week 1 and 2, and 4 sets of 4 to 5 reps in weeks 3 and 4. We want a 3-second eccentric and a 1-second pause at the bottom here, okay? And then 1 second to stand up, and you're taking 90 seconds rest between each of these, between C1 and C2. C2, you've got an option here. You could either do the lat pull down with the neutral grip, or you can do ring chin ups, neutral grip, feet assisted. This just gives you options if you don't have a cable machine, okay? We can use the rings here, or we can have the feet assist us in this chin up, and it's very similar exercise to the lat pull down. Now, the big thing I want you to focus on here is there's a 1-second pause at the bottom of each rep, which is when the arms are straight. I want you to think about pushing the head forward between the arms, allowing the shoulders to elevate and trying to get a good stretch in that 1-second pause position. Then we're pulling down with the shoulders, and then we're pulling that rings to our chest, or we're pulling the handle to our chest in the bottom of the lat pull down or the ring chin up there. With a ring chin up, use as much feet assistance as needed, as little as needed, should I say. Try and keep as much pressure in the upper body as you can, but obviously the feet are there to assist you so you can get through the repetition ranges there. We move into the accessory work. You've got D1, D2, E1, and E2. Our D1 is a Romanian deadlift. We're working 6 to 8 reps in the first couple of weeks and 5 to 7 in the latter weeks. There is a 2-second pause at the bottom of each rep. What we're after here is working a little bit on flexibility. So knees are soft at the top. We're hinging. We're maintaining a flat back. We're going down as far as we can, and where we start to feel a deep stretch in the hamstrings. We pause for 2 seconds there. Then we stand up straight, squeeze those glutes, contract crack walnuts between your butt cheeks, whatever you want to think about. Just try and get a good solid glute contraction at the top there. Don't go too heavy with the weight. If you're using too much weight, the body's going to resist going into a new range of motion. You need to find a weight that helps to pull you into a deeper range of motion where you're feeling you're getting a good stretch there. That's what we're after right now with your Romanian deadlift. You're going to superset this with a bench press, incline neutral grip, 3 sets, 6 to 8, 5 to 7. Again, there is a 1-second pause at the bottom here. So we're coming down 3, 2, 1. 1-second pause at the bottom, pushing back up, maintaining that neutral grip. Working on a 45-degree angle for your incline bench press there. Then we move into our ease. You've got a reverse crunch on an incline bench, and then you've got some bicep curls. It's back to wall, a pronated grip one. So in the reverse incline crunch, we're probably starting with the bench flat, seeing if you can get through the repetitions. If you can, then start to increase the incline of the bench here. Make sure you're lifting the knees up and over to touch the top of the elbows. So we've got to lift the hips nice and high to be able to do that. We can use our upper body to help us. So we're pulling against the bench. The arms won't move, but we're contracting triceps and lats to help lift the hips up and over in this position. You want to be able to hold something between the hamstrings and calves because this stops you from cheating the movement by swinging your legs. It helps you isolate your abdominals a little bit more. And you don't want the lower back to arch off the bench as we're coming back down. So as we roll down from the rep and we're putting our spine back on the bench, don't go so far that the back arches. Play with the incline and see how you go. But yeah, I recommend probably starting on a flat bench there. Then we're going to do bicep curls. These are standing with your back against the wall, pronated grip on the dumbbells. You curl up to 30 degrees and pause for 3 seconds, and then you curl all the way up and then lower for 3 seconds all the way back down. So there's this pause at 30 degrees of elbow bend. This is going to really test your forearms, but it's going to help strengthen your forearms, which will be carrying over to strengthening your grip. It's also going to improve, your bicep strength, your elbow flexors there. So have a play with that. That is day 2. That is your second session of the 2-day-a-week sessions. If you've got any questions or comments or you need feedback on any videos, feel free to leave them in the training space in Circle. Best of luck with this new phase.